Matclass with a variety of props. So Theraband to start with, then if you've got your weights, we'll use those. So just unroll it. And always store them rolled up like this because then they don't get all crunched up, much easier to use. We're going to kneel up and put your knees towards one end of the band and squeeze your feet together so that you can activate your hamstrings and glutes and come forward a bit. Can this come forward a bit? And so just make sure you've got room, camera. There. Not that one. No.
It's all nice.
So reaching up the same arm as the side that the Theraband's on and side bend away from the band and then coming up. Now I'm not going to tell you whether to breathe in or out on a particular movement because I want you to use this as a waking up and a yawn. Now, the beauty of using the Theraband is that you keep more in a straight line. Now, I tried it with it pulled right up to the end, but now I feel that I can stretch a little bit further. So I'm going to hold it a little bit further down and stretch up. And it reminds me that the knee that's closest to the band has to stay connected firmly down into the mat. So I side bend over and I feel it tensioning against those ribs, and they're the ribs that I want you to open. Don't give in and go pushing away and take weight off there. The weight has to go down this entire side. Reach the arm up to the ceiling and then come up. Take the arm out and cross it over your body, cross it behind your body. And your arm and head go in opposite directions. And whatever breathing pattern you're using, make sure you commit to a good full inhalation and a good full exhalation. And let your chin be dropped a little bit so you're stretching through the back of the neck. 2 more. And taking the arm back up, reach it even further, lift up through the abdominals and side bend, pressing your left knee into the mat. And coming up. And bringing that arm down for a little bit of a rest and bringing down by your side. So 90 degrees of flexion at the elbow, 90 degrees of flexion, keeping it right in by your waist. And then gripping the band, forming a fist, externally rotating, and inhale back to neutral. Exhale and open, inhale and close. Now if you're not feeling much work through your biceps here or your shoulder stabilizers in the back of your shoulder, you can pull the band down a little bit. And exhale and inhale. And exhale and inhale. Now can I leave you to do 5 more of those? I'm just going to go in and meet somebody who's coming a bit late. My trusty assistant left me. And open and close and open. Squeezing your heels still, really still squeezing so your glutes and hamstrings are active. Now keep it in by your elbows in that externally rotated position. I'm going to put my opposite hand here at the front of my shoulder to ensure that my pecs don't take over. As I extend out that arm planes of glass, so we don't want the arm coming forward or back. Extend it out, pressing both knees firmly into the floor beneath you. Extend and in. So your hand is here to ensure that the front of that shoulder remains quiet. Extend and in, and extend and in. 4 more. 1, and breathing would be exhale on that effort, control it on the inhale back in. Extend it and in, extend and in. And last one, hold it there. Take this arm down, turn your head away and look down towards that right arm. And do 5 circles with the band. Now, it's up to you how much tension you keep on the band. You can do the circles quite low towards the floor, or you can take them higher. The higher you go, of course, then the more tension you have on the band. Keep squeezing your glutes, looking over that right shoulder, and we'll reverse the circles. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. And just drop the band, shaking out your arm, shake both out, and bring your left hand up and place it on your left shoulder. Then bring your right hand over to the elbow and bring that arm back for a stretch, right up through the triceps and into the shoulder joint. And then side bend over to the right, so away from the arm you just worked. Press that left knee into the floor, reach the left elbow up, 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 and reach back to the ceiling, arms out by the side. Hands on your lower ribs. We're just going to do a few deep breaths in here. So breathe in, expand into those lower ribs, into the front, the back and the side, and your belly will rise, and that's fine. And then exhale slowly, come out. Let's check that you're getting the breath into your middle ribs. And breathing it in, to the front and the side and the back. Bigger breath, you can expand those ribs, you can do it. And relax. Into the upper ribs, which is partially under your armpits and in your above your collarbones around that first rib. And breathe it in from the lower, middle, into these upper ribs. Now upper ribs are above your shoulder blades, right up just towards the base of your neck. Let it come up, 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 up. Bring it up, lift it up. And slowly, slowly, slowly coming out of it. And sit yourselves down. We need to move the Theraband now a little bit to the other side. So kneeling up and making sure you've got enough tension that gives you some feedback in your side bending. So arm is up overhead, both knees firmly placed down towards the floor, and a big yawning in breath, and side bend over to your left. Therefore your right knee will press more firmly into the mat, so you don't lose your center of gravity right up from your pubic bone to your sternum. And let your head relax. If you want to stretch through the side of your neck, turn your head and look down towards your left knee. And coming up out of that. And again, we've got 4 more of those stretches to go. Reach up, over, turn, pressing that right knee into the floor, and reach tall. Take your breath again, prepare, push down with the lower body, reach up with the upper body, turn your head,
muscles there, your trapezius muscles. You want the one that attaches to the lower part of your scapula and towards your spine to be anchoring and stretching at the same time. And reach up and taking the arm out to the side, bending it in, and you'll need to take hold of it a little bit lower so we get more tension there. Forward, 90 degrees of flexion, and then we externally rotate. Make sure you've got your weight not shifting over to one side or the other, but firmly connected to both sides. And in. Oh, that's good. I'm seeing nicely open collarbones on everyone. And in. And probably feels better to do an exhale as you take the stretch on the band. Inhale as you come back. Now I'm going to place my hand here to make sure that when I externally rotate and I have this openness at the front of my shoulder, it doesn't roll in. Because I know some of you experience shoulder and neck pain sometimes. It will be predicated on this guy, the head of your humerus, not rolling forward. So wherever I feel that head of my humerus centered in my shoulder joint, it has to stay there as I rotate outwards, as I rotate inwards. Yes, different muscles will activate over the bone, but I don't want to feel my humeral head pressing into my fingers. Because if it does, I know I'm anteriorly rotating and forward too much. And it's the cause of a lot of our shoulder problems, that humeral head sitting too up and forward. So you'll feel if you actively make your fingers like the humerus police, it makes the muscles here underneath my armpit and then the back of my shoulder blades, they have to work a bit harder. Funny that, they actually have to do their job. And holding it there, and extend the arm, straighten it out. You might need to get a little less tension on the band, and in, and exhale out. Let those legs be active, so hamstrings and glutes working, and out. Bring it in. It's like you're grabbing to bring it in. And you're reaching it out long, and then you're sucking it into the side. And out. And in. And out. And in. And out. And in. And out. Hold it there. Turn your head the opposite way. And 5 circles in one direction. Keep pushing your hips forward so you're not using your hip flexors to stabilize in this position. And then we do 5 the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice and small. Actually, we're going to do that again. Have a little rest. And you're going to probably take a little bit more slack onto the band. I was seeing lots of elbows bending, lots of big movements of the shoulder. That's how you cause grievous bodily harm to your own shoulders. You've got to be kind to your body. So you want to have the arm straight. The arm gets straight not by hyperextending in the elbows, but by lengthening from the back of your armpit. Lengthen. And if you put your arms here, your hand underneath here, and you lengthen from the back of the armpit, can you feel your lats actually come on to activity? Keep them into a little bit of tension. They relax, they tense. So as the arm goes back, you'll feel them come in a bit more. So small movements and reaching from the back of your armpit will really help take the pressure off the front and shoulder area. And that was better that time. Okay, bring it in. Sit yourself down, and the arm that we just used, place it on your shoulder, bring the other arm over, reach it up, and side bend away. Victoria, Victoria, can you please mute yourself because we're getting screeches happening. And take your arms out, flex them so the palms are facing out to the side of the room. We're going to do a little neural stretch here. So circle the hands around and put one finger up. Circle around and put two fingers up. Circle around and put three fingers up. Circle around and put four fingers up. Come on, come from the back of your armpits. Let's strengthen those shoulder stabilizers. Circle around and put five fingers up. Push them out. Now we're going to come backwards. We're starting from our pinkies. Circle around and tuck your pinky under. Circle around and then fourth finger. Circle around and then the middle finger. Circle around and your pointer. Circle around and just get those thumbs to have a bit of a stretch. Thumbs up. Good job. Bring together. Stop signs. One stop, one go, one stop, one go. Boom, 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 boom. And then we go around in one direction and then the other direction. Whoa, now you can feel your forearms working, coach. You've got a little bit of blood flow there, so just twinkle your fingers around a bit. And move your Theraband away. I'm going to get that out of the way for a bit. And sitting up to come into a little bit of abdominal work. So feet forward, sitting up tall, lengthening through your head. And for now, you're going to put your hands just behind your knees. Elbows out to the side. Breathe into the front side, back of your ribs. And exhale, just roll off your sits bones towards your tailbone. And then curl your ribs. Breathe in there, opening into the ribs behind. Exhale, roll to the middle of your sacrum. Scoop the abdominals further and you're in a C curve. Breathe in from this position. Exhale, raise your arms up to in front of you. And exhale, rotate towards the camera and sweep that front arm so that the back of the fingernails scrape across the mat. Then bring it forward, arms forward. Keep your C curve. Rotate to the other side. Sweep back, leading with the elbow. Then forward. We're going to do one more each side. Keep the scoop in the abdominals. Not easy. And rotate. And reach forward. Rotate. Reach forward. Breathe in. Take your arms to the ceiling. And exhale, roll forward, scoop those abdominals, bring your arms forward so your ears are inside your biceps. Sit tall as you curl up out of that position. I'm going to do one more set of those. Inhale, exhale, roll back just off your sits bones. Exhale, round the back of your ribs to look down at your navel. Inhale. Exhale, roll back to be on your middle part of your sacrum. Inhale there, exhale, rotate. And you look at that arm as you reach it back. And then inhale forward. Exhale, rotate the other way. Open the back of the ribs. Scoop through the abdominals. Breathe in and exhale, roll forward. And sit up. Swing your arms back, long legs and long spine. Nice big stretch up. So when we stretch up, because this is preparation for going up into our leg pull, I want you to always make sure that you can see where the wall meets the ceiling. breaking your neck. Literally, if you lift your chest and then you hang back like that, it's too much strain on the front of your neck. So let's push our hands into the floor, lift your sternum. It's like you're breathing into this part and you're reaching it out to where the wall meets the ceiling. Open your collarbones to that place where the wall meets the ceiling. But your gaze, your eye line reaches there. So lift up, use your abdominals, lift up so much that you reach away and your fingertips come off the floor and sit tall in a long sit with your arms by your side. So this just is a test for me to see that you're using your abdominals strongly enough. Hands down, reach back. So your fingers are facing outwards a little bit. And here we go. Breathe in, lift the sternum. You're breathing into your middle lungs, middle ribs, and your sternum and your collarbone are smiling at that space on the wall meeting the ceiling, and your gaze is looking there. Breathe in so much that you will sit up taller and your fingertips are only just touching the mat. And exhale, scoop your abdominals in, use your external obliques to sit up tall. That's the way. One more. Reach your arms back. Breathe in, lift the sternum. Lift it more, get the breath in more. Reach your fingertips, they're coming off the floor. As you exhale, scoop the lower abdominals, use your external obliques to sit up tall, get strength in your torso. Now, back to that beginning position, we're going to actually lift off from the floor. So fingers with the palms facing away, and you can do this with your toes pointed or they can be flexed. It really depends on what feels better for you. I'm going to demonstrate one with them pointed, then one with them flexed. But the aim is it's your hamstrings that are doing the work to lift you up off the floor. So inhale, exhale, tuck and curl like you're doing a pelvic curl to bridge in a different position. Lift yourself off, press your heels into the floor so that your hamstrings and glutes will work a bit more. And I'm looking at my favourite spot where the wall meets the ceiling. Inhale, drop my tail down to the floor, but I'm still not actually putting a lot of weight on it. Still lifted, and now I do what we did in our warm-up. Exhale, using my external obliques, so they're the muscles here from my ribs down towards my pubic bone. And then I do a C curve back, sit tall, and inhale, ready to go again. I'll talk you through it. Exhale, tuck, curl, roll up off the floor, lift up, press your heels into the mat so your glutes and hamstrings work, open your collarbones. Inhale, touch down. Exhale, sit on your sits bones, use your abdominals to sit you up tall. Inhale, back to your C curve. Exhale, push your arms away to sit up tall. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, tuck, curl and lift. Inhale, touch down, not with any weight yet. Now weight yourself down on your sits bones, use your abdominals to sit up tall. Inhale, pull your spine back, deeply connecting your abdominals towards the spine. And exhale, sit up tall. Inhale, down. Now we're going to take it a little bit further where we lift one leg off the floor while we're up in the bridge position. So if you haven't already tried it in this dorsiflex position, do that this time. If you haven't tried them with the plantar flexion, with your toes pointed, try it that way. Okay, you ready? Here we go. And inhale, prepare. Exhale, roll yourself up. And inhale, lift one leg off the floor. Exhale, down. Try not to lose the height of your butt off the floor. Inhale, other leg. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, pull the abdominals back as you round the back of the ribs. Exhale, sit tall. Inhale, we're going to do one more. Exhale, tuck, curl and lift. Inhale with one leg up. Exhale, lower it down with gentleness and grace. Lift up. Exhale, down. Inhale, touch down. Exhale, sit tall. Ready for spine twist. Toes to the ceiling. 2 pulses towards our left. And inhale, exhale to the center. To the other side. Inhale, exhale to the center. And in, exhale. And remember, your legs don't move. Just your spine. So sitting up tall, you're like a big corkscrew, reaching the crown of your head to the ceiling and center. In, exhale. In, exhale. In, exhale. So no flexing forward yet. Victoria, not soaring just yet. Keep tall. You're getting too advanced. And in, exhale. In, exhale. Bring your arms forward, palms down, toes down, going a variation of spine stretch. Inhale and exhale, put your head between your arms. Inhale, exhale, reach forward more. Reach your fingertips forward, but imagine someone's pulling your pelvis back. And then inhale, unstack out of your spine. Inhale, exhale, head down between your arms. Inhale, exhale, go further, like someone's pulling your pelvis back. Reach forward with the arms, scoop the abdominals, and inhale, sit up tall. And last one. Inhale, exhale, head goes down. In between your biceps, that's the way. And inhale, exhale, curl a bit more. Reach forward with the arms, scoop back with the pelvis and the abdominals, and inhale, sit up tall. And hands by your side, bend your knees up, and lift your bottom, and roll yourself forward so that you're on the balls of your feet. We're stretching out through our quads. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Then lean back with a combination of your knees going to the ceiling and your sits bones opening towards the floor. And sit. We're going to do 2 more of those. Lift up. Roll forward. Stretch out those quads. Open your chest. Squeeze the inner thighs together. And then lean back with knees up, butt back. And last one, lift up, swing forward. So it's a forward pelvic shift. And then knees to the ceiling, sits bones back. And I do want to get you to the front of your mat. So the way we're going to do that, unless you're already there, is to heels down, lift up, and it's called a reverse crab walk. And so that's it, make my day. Let me see a whole bunch of crabs. We're going to do one lap back and one lap forward. Back. Hip lifting up, and then we're going forward. Crab walk forward. And sit down, extending through the tail, and up with our arms forward. Don't worry, we get to lie down and do something called Pilates in a minute. Breathe in and exhale, curl back. Breathe in, exhale, curl back further. Interlace your hands and exhale, roll down to the floor, but place your hands behind your head before you touch down. Now that's looking like a good position, so let's just confirm that you can all feel your sacrum on the mat, back of your ribs, back of your head, and breathe in. Exhale, lift your head up just the width of a piece of paper, then nod your skull over your cervical vertebra as you flex all 7 of those vertebrae. Now you're coming up and dropping through the sternum to try and lift your shoulder blades off the floor. Inhale up there and exhale, sink down through the abdominals, and then reverse the placement of each vertebra down to the floor. Now that you've perfected that, we're going to do 6 more. Really thinking that your head has to lift first, and then it spins around the vertebra of the neck, and then you lift up the shoulders, shoulder blades. Sink the abdominals towards the spine, and then inhale, reversing. Exhale, coming up for number 3. Inhale, going down. Exhale, coming up. And inhale down. You press your sacrum firmly to the mat so that you're not tempted to use your hips